I did not renounce rhinos. How's everybody doing? Camera's out of focus. That's nice. Right on par with what this afternoon has been. I have no idea where Phil is. Haven't heard from him. Assuming he's gonna hop in here. We'll see. Hopefully he's not dead in the ditch somewhere or on fire. But we're here. It's Monday. This is Snakes and Stogies episode 192. And it's brought to you by BlackBoxCages.com. Check them out. You're shopping around for a rack or a cage. There's a lot of options. Hop on BlackBoxCages.com and shop around a little bit. See what options they have. Tons of customization, add-on options and things like that. So if you're getting a cage, you want UV. There's a UV option. You want LED. They've got LEDs. Heat panels, lighting fixtures, all that stuff. Basically, if it's something you would need in an enclosure, BlackBox can accommodate. And then they have a couple options as far as racks go too. 2-week lead time, cannot be beat. Use the code THN at checkout if you are getting yourself something nice. Say 10% off your order, just from us to you. Then 15% off your order at fulviusapparel.com. You need some shirts. You need some coffee mugs. I'll get into other stuff here in a second. But shirts, all that good stuff. Check it out. 15% off your order when you use the code THN. That is just the promo code for THN listeners and viewers like you. Give it a shot. They're really comfortable. I can vouch for them. And then Puget Sound Pythons. Fine folks in the Pacific Northwest. Jeff and Kendra, really good people. They've been teasing pictures of the ultrasound they got that they're using on some of their females that they're pairing up this year, and they're saying it's going to be a pretty busy year. So I don't know where Phil is. Well, today Justin gives away 2 Creed tickets. Damn right. Let me see. I thought I had a text message from Phil, but I have to. Puget Sound Pythons. Sorry. What else we got? Mondros. Skylar, your THN Man of the Year plaque thing should be, I think, arriving sometime in the next week. I haven't gotten any updates on its shipping yet, unless you've received it. But I assumed you would have posted a picture or something if you did. So that is on the way. Hopefully, it should be. Hang it on above your mantle. Like, make it the first thing people see when they walk into your house. Hang it proudly. Cold-blooded caffeine. You need coffee. You need caffeine. If you're out of it, like me, and mumbling and stumbling and all that good stuff, get some caffeine, get some coffee. The Snakes and Stogies blend. We are biasedly unbiased. This stuff is good. Mexican Rwandan blend. There's a link down in the description. You can grab a bag, get some other stuff, pour overs, all that. Coldbloodedcaffeine.com. You will not be disappointed. Stuff is good. It's really good. I have to hit up Trey and get some more made, so I can have some to make here. And I think that's it. It's a great show, everybody. Thank you. We'll see you later. I'm kidding. The Fulvius stuff. So I got, I can do mugs and stuff right now, no problem. I got a new press today to start doing tumblers and stuff, and lo and behold, it does not work. It does not heat up. This is the second press that I have gotten. The first one I got for, I think, Christmas or my birthday or some combination of the two. And the power switch didn't work on it, so we sent it back. I finally got around to ordering a new one. Plugged it in today after I came home from work. It doesn't heat up. Turns on, doesn't heat up. I played with all the settings and tried to get it working and stuff, and it's not. So sending that one back. and maybe the third time's a charm. We'll see. But man, I was pissed. It's still am, because it's made in China crap. And unfortunately, there's different brands of them, but the design is more or less the same, and I'm probably willing to bet they're all made by the same company. They just have a different label slapped on them. So I guess I'm going to keep playing this game until I find one that works. So I was really hoping I could get some done tonight to make sure I got, the process down right and stuff, because there is some sort of nuance to the sublimation on the longer tumblers and stuff that it's easy to mess them up, basically, if you don't tape them down right and get things as snug on there as you can. So I was gonna hopefully get some knocked out, but yeah, I don't. Made in China, just like the superior unicorn snake. That's not the same. It's different. It's not. They're not just in China. They're in Vietnam and stuff too. But they're awesome. I was really wanting to make a rhino rat tumbler. I was like, this will be awesome. I could send one to all those fools that love Barons so much, and maybe they'll see it and it'll change their mind. But who knows? Guess not. Let me check and see if I have any messages from Phil yet. Dorothy Lapis. But what also came in the day from Amazon was that Dusky Pygmy rattlesnake book that me and Phil have talked about. Finally got my hands on it. There was a couple still available on Amazon. I think it was like $15 shipped. The book itself was, 11 or 12, and then shipping. It is very thin, but I will say, having flipped through it, I don't know that there's really a more thorough piece of literature on pygmies. And I have a feeling it's just going to make me want them even more. There's a ton of really awesome pictures in there. I need to talk to Phil. I want to hunt down the author of that and see if we can get them on, one of the shows and see how it goes. But let's see, Mantra said, Phil announces tonight he is starting a 70s AM Gold Radio podcast. First up, he will be spinning Cat Stevens. We'll be spinning Cat Stevens to get the groove going. That sounds like him. Let Keller grab 4 Loco and hop on. Jesus, you ain't ready for that. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard from him at all. That's not. It's concerning. I guess not. I don't know. Rattlesnake Appreciation Day is this coming Sunday. Hell yeah. If I made some more space in the room and freed up some stuff, I bet you I could make the pigs happen. I'm feeling pretty good about it. He ain't about that life, chickens, dude. I had one encounter, like one evening with 4 Loco, and that was enough for a lifetime. I think I had like a can, and it was horrible because it was that and probably some other alcohol as well. But it sucks because you're like exhausted because you're drunk, but then you can't go to sleep because of all the caffeine, and so you're just in this weird like in between zone. And it was absolutely hellacious. I just wanted to go to sleep and I couldn't. That was before I got so sensitized to caffeine as much as I have. So, have you guys worked with green rat snakes? Are we talking Centicollis? Yeah, no, I haven't. Chris Painshab has kept some. I think he had kind of a rough go of it with them. I don't know. Those definitely I don't think those will work with my room, and they don't do a whole lot for me, so I don't plan on getting into those at any point. But there's a there's a handful of guys that have kept them and have had really good success with them. Just in terms of keeping them breeding, I don't know as far as how that's gone for people that have attempted it, but we'll see. Does someone feel like hopping on with me? Because I don't know where Phil is. Keller, get your ass on here, nerd. This evening, I'm smoking in Avo, Nicaragua. This is the Toro. It's a box press. I had this 6x60 a couple weeks ago, and it was okay. I mean, it didn't do a whole lot for me, but I think I was also in the process of working on something else, so I wasn't really focused on it. But the first couple puffs of this, it's really good. So, again, Avo doesn't make bad cigars. If you see them, I think they're definitely worth trying. I find most of their stuff is sort of in the medium plus in terms of sort of strength and flavors and things like that. Not necessarily something light, but solid all around. Very, very decent. Here, read that. Updates as far as what I've got going on. The female green tree, female Biak, I believe she has something cooking. I think she's something's happening. I haven't seen sort of a definite ovulation or anything. I've seen some real swelling. That last third definitely looks like maybe she's got some, either she's in the beginning stages of egg development, or maybe it's just some serious follicles going on. I'm not sure. Male hasn't had any interest. I just tried to feed her tonight and she refused. So maybe we're onto something here. I'm not entirely sure. Definitely need to kind of palpate her. See for sure if she's got something going on, because if she does, I want to go ahead and get the incubator prepped and ready to go, and probably go ahead and pull the male too if she definitely feels like she's holding. So getting some females beefed up on the corn front. Been trying to feed some. I will actually talk about briefly. I don't know if anyone else has tried chicken livers. I got my hands on some chicken livers at Walmart yesterday. Said, you know what, the gizzards always seemed really messy, and I don't know. I didn't bother trying those, but they had livers, so I went ahead and got a bucket of those. It was $3 or so at Walmart, and took them home. Started slicing them up a little bit and offering to most of the corns, actually, a lot of the babies and stuff, and they went absolutely nuts over the livers. I think I had maybe 2 snakes refuse them. And I think that was mostly they were just nervous. They weren't really in the food mode. They were in the getting away from me mode. So was really surprised that they were all so into them. It's a really nice, cheap option. My only gripes with it is it's insanely messy. And if you're keeping stuff on bedding, like I am with the aspen and stuff, you have to separate the animal into another tub or something, or put a paper plate down, because as soon as that stuff touches that bedding and whatnot, it's getting covered in it and it's happening. It's really tough to get off, especially when they're actively trying to eat it. You're trying to pull all the bedding and stuff out of it. It's great because it was so well received and it's so inexpensive, but man, it was crazy messy. Tried it with one of the chondros too. Took a chunk of it and seemed to really like it. So didn't try with any of the Bairds. This was more or less kind of just a trial run, so I didn't end up using all of it that I bought. And I was really trying to figure out a way, maybe Montross or anyone else in the chat that's used them, Oh, I boil the liver. That's a good idea. Because the problem is like I want to be able to sort of meal prep in a sense where I can get livers, slice them up how I need to for different sized animals, and then sort of store them like we do pinkies and other stuff where I can just take out what I need and thaw it. But with those, you would have to freeze them individually, like I do with the mice after I've euthanized them and I'm sort of processing them to get bagged and stuff. I freeze those in, before I bag them because if you just bag it all together, same with the livers, you're just going to get a giant brick of either mice or the livers, whatever. So if you want to thaw out one or two, it's not really an option when it's just one giant clump. So I was trying to think of ways to be able to cut it and then store it, and boiling makes a lot of sense. Actually, it's not a bad idea. Do you expect the next generation of Ladies Island corns will be easier to start / calmer or more domesticated than the F1 F2 generation? We'll see. They're kind of split, really. I mean, the F1s, the ones that aren't from the ghost test or a female or like that are straight Ladies Islands, for the most part they're not bad. Getting them to start wasn't really difficult. uh Handling them has never really been tough or stress. They're not super high strung. It seems to be much more of an individual kind of thing. But overall, the adults seem to be okay. The sire to those, he's kind of a spaz. He does this weird thing where he'll just like jump, like he doesn't. When he comes out of the tub to get away, it's not like a slither out. It's like he does this weird like gallopy kind of thing, and it's weird. But Chris said, I haven't tried that stuff, just quail and chicks, but might try. Yeah. I mean, it was worth checking out. You know, I decided to give it a shot. If it didn't work out, I'm out, $3 or $4, no big deal. But now that I know they're there, um, definitely an option if you're in a pinch. Maybe pinkies or for whatever reason are out of stock, you can't get a hold of them and you need something short notice. Um, it's a good option. I can't get hearts. So they had the livers and then they had the buckets that had the hearts and gizzards. Uh, I don't know how many hearts came in that cup. It just said might contain hearts. So I wasn't going to buy that and hope that there was more than, you know, 5 in there for me to cut up. So I just went with the livers, and it's fine. They're just crazy messy. I have zero desire as far as like eating that stuff, organ meat. Not into it. It's not my thing. Yeah, I've heard that too. Lisa said liver super nutrient dense. Someone mentioned vitamin A yesterday when I was talking about it. Um, then I'm curious about that myself, but I'd be willing to bet that the liver is more nutritious, like a something in a similar weight to a pinky in liver is likely. I wouldn't be surprised if it was had more nutrients to it and it was overall sort of a better meal, but I'd have to do some more research into that to find out. But do you feed your corn's eggs? I know other Pantherophis will eat them readily from what I've seen and read. That's kind of been hit or miss for me. I've tried quail eggs, and some of the older animals that were wild caught were more apt to go and try to eat them. Most of the captive bred stuff had no interest in it. I had a couple beards that would take them sometimes, but not all the time. I don't know what the factor was there in terms of deciphering what made them eat that or not. But the Boiga, the Cyanea, they went crazy over quail eggs. I've tried them with the Jansenine. The Jansenine didn't have any interest. I've seen people do scrambled eggs with hog noses and stuff. But I haven't tried it with the corns or anything. I'm all about alternative feed options. Within reason. This whole like giving alligators pizza and grilled cheeses and all that bullshit is stupid. But One bad thing is it's high in cholesterol. I'm not sure if cholesterol is bad for snakes. I don't know how that would compare to a regular mouse of the same weight. I know Billy Hunt, he uses chicken hearts a lot. Um, Boiling liver must smell great. Yeah, I mean they smell. It smells like blood. Like when I open that tub, because that's their job, I guess. But I don't know that it would be appreciated in the house that I boil livers. But if it must be done, it must be done. They cut really easily though, which was nice. Using a razor blade, slices right through it. You can get a really nice piece that you need without having to like really cut through it and put serious effort into it. It cuts very smoothly, which made life easier. But I notice if you squeeze it too much, like if you have it on forceps or something and you squeeze it a little bit, it kind of disintegrates a little bit and sort of falls apart. So I don't know. The liver boiling might be the solution to that whole thing. Probably make them a little easier to eat too, because I did notice some of the babies were kind of struggling with sort of how gooey it gets. Um, the female one, it was a smaller holdback Biak that I fed the piece to yesterday, and she's covered in blood and all this other stuff. So I got to rinse her off probably tomorrow because it's all over her still. And then she went right back to perching and luring. So I was like, okay, but whatever. I wish I could find chicken hearts. I've looked around. I've called. I have a meat market here on Ladies Island that I've gone in and asked, and they said no, which I thought was kind of surprising, because it's a meat market with chickens. Um, we have a Piggly Wiggly, which I was also sure that they would have it because that seems like something Piggly Wiggly would carry. They didn't. Went to a couple other grocery stores. Nobody has it. So it's really frustrating because that'd be an awesome option just in terms of it's all muscle, it's solid protein and very little fat. So it would be really nice to get those to some of the green trees and other stuff. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like in Tampa, where Billy Hunt is, he gets them like they're super easy to find, but and I don't know. I haven't looked on that. Is it possible to order it on Amazon? I've I haven't looked very far into it, but I have sort of investigated. Can I get them shipped frozen or something like that? And I don't know. I'd rather if I can get my hands on like a small tester batch to make sure everything will eat them that I want to eat them before I go and load up on them. That would be nice. But button quail, yeah. I haven't tried any quail with any of my stuff. I tried it. I had like a frozen one that I got from Jake a couple of years ago. I was trying to get something to eat. I don't remember what it was, but that was a bust. I don't really do a lot of bird related food items. I have a chick in the freezer for scenting purposes, but that's it. I don't really bother with quail eggs anymore because stuff was so hit or miss with taking them. Um, and at this point, I'm just not going to bother trying to guess of who's in the mood for them in a given week or not. Um, but Jake and I have also very much contemplated getting some quail ourselves to raise up and do our own sort of colony of them. But it's gonna be more work than the mice are, I think, and it's that's I'm not willing to put in the effort for them, honestly. Birds are government drones. Messaging Anna Maria now. Because now I'm just starting to worry. Yeah, and we have a ton of raccoons and stuff here too, and I don't know. In order to set up something with quail, really of any kind, it would be really tough to have them set up to make it raccoon proof because those bastards are really good at getting into things that they're not supposed to. Um, and I just like what I would have to set up in my head to make that possible is just probably way more work than I need it to be. Um, so yeah, it just Phil's on a flight. Well, all right. I'm probably gonna go ahead and call it then because if Phil's not Phil's in the air, then I'll just go to bed early. So thanks a lot, Phil. Yeah, man. And Maria said, "Weird. Did he not cancel the podcast with you?" I said, "No." Anyways, thanks for hanging out. See everybody later. BlackBoxCages.com, FloviusPale.com, Puget Sound Pythons, Cold Blooded Caffeine.